Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Mallikarjun. Right, today we're going to discuss about how you can restore your SYSAUX data file in case of your SYSAUX data file got corrupted or somebody deleted from your OS, or something happened with your SYSAUX data file, and then how you are gonna troubleshoot that, how you are gonna fix that one. So that's today's agenda. I'm going to demonstrate in my lab environment. Before I get started into the technical discussion and demonstration, if you missed out my previous sessions, always go back to YouTube and search for Malik034, and then you can refer them. And then I have made a particular playlist called Backups and Recovery. Where is the backups and recovery? If you go into that backups and recovery playlist, you will see like various RMAN restores and recovery scenarios that we already covered. And then the latest one was like, your system data file corrupted, then how you're going to restore. That was a previous session what we conducted. Right, in this session we're going to purely look into my SYSAUX data file corruption or somebody deleted at your OS level, how you're going to see how you're going to restore your SYSAUX data file. And then there's a various scenarios here. When your database was up and running, your SYSAUX data file corrupted or somebody deleted your SYSAUX data file, how you're going to restore it. And when your database was down, your SYSAUX data file was corrupted or your SYSAUX data file was like deleted, then how you're going to restore that one. And then in the other scenarios, like you have a valid backup, then how you're going to restore it. And if you don't have a valid backup, then how you're going to restore it. So all those scenarios we're going to see it in this particular today's session. Let's say I have connected my Oracle Lab 1 here and then duplicate session of my Oracle Lab 1. So we'll take two databases as an example here. Um, One is I'm going to take my devdb dot .env. I'll set the environment here. Sorry, dot .env. I'll set the environment to devdb and verify the environment env pipeline grep vora. So this is your instance Oracle SID devdb, Oracle base, Oracle home. It's all set here. Go to the other session dot .env and then set the environment to db and then verify your environment setting env pipeline grep vora. Right, your Oracle SID setting to DB and Oracle base, Oracle home, all are set here. Okay, let's quickly connect to both the RMAN sessions and verify the backup. RMAN backup, RMAN target slash, and then do a list backup. Right, I don't have any backup for my devdb, and then go to other session, RMAN target slash, and then list backup. Right, so nothing is here, so no backups. Let's go ahead and take a backup for one of the database and don't take the backup for the other database. So let's see here. Let's take a backup. I'm just going to take it into my user own backup location, list backup and format. Done. So backup set, specifying the data file backup set. So it is taking it to the backup set. These are your data files. It is taking the backup here. And then for this other database, let's go ahead and shut it down your database. Before that, let's connect to SQL plus /SSDBA. Okay, what we can do, we can list out all my table spaces and all my data files together. Okay, this is done here. Your backup is done, and go back and go ahead and take your arcalog backup. This is my arcalog backup command, backup arcalog format, and then I'm going to take it in the name of arcalog here. It'll be like very quick. Right, so your arcalog backup is done. So this is your control file and SP file auto backup. Just do list backup. Right, you got here backup set 415, which is your actual data file backups, and then again followed by your control file and SP file auto backup, and then followed by your arcalog backup here, and then followed by again SP file and control file auto backup here. So we got a valid backup here now. And now I'll just exit from this and then connect to my RMAN prompt, select SQL plus /SSDBA, and then describe your DBA underscore data underscore files here. And then you can see your file number and then the tablespace name. So let's go ahead and do select tablespace name, comma, file name from your DB underscore data underscore file. Let's go ahead and then set pages 1000, lines 1000. Go ahead and rerun that command. Right, now you got it, your system SYSAUX and then rest of the table spaces here. And then the same thing I'm going to do it on the other database as well. I'll just going to run the same command. select tablespace name, file name, and then from your db underscore data underscore files. Right, you got your different various table spaces and then the data files. Let's shut it down. Shut immediate this database. So this particular DB database, whatever you are seeing, this particular DB database, which does not have any valid backup and which is in shutdown state now. I'm shutting it down now. Now this particular my dev DB here, whatever you are seeing, this particular dev DB database here, this particular dev DB database, which has a valid backup here, and then which is right now up and running. Let's exit from your SQL command prompt here. Let's directly go into your SYSAUX table space and remove this particular SYSAUX data file. Right, so your SYSAUX data file is gone. Now you can do ls-ld. Your SYSAUX data files is gone now. Right, and then still you can see your database is up and running, and then your database is continue to work until unless there's a need of your SYSAUX data files for some activities, so you don't get any issues. So your database is continue to function as is. In this particular scenario here, my database is down. I'll let exit, and then I'll remove this particular SYSAUX data file here. rm-rf, remove this data files, do ls-ld, and this particular data file cannot access, gone. So now you can go back to your SQL prompt and then try to start your database here. Startup. It will go to mount mode. It will go to no mount using that SP file, and then it will go to mount mode using that control files. And when it try to open, that's where it will report it as your SYSAUX data file is corrupted. Your SYSAUX data files is corrupted or unable to identify or the lock your SYSAUX data files. Then we cannot open your database here. This is one scenario. And then now you can do you can make this particular data file offline, and then you can try to restore your data file here. That's other scenario. We'll talk about that. Okay, this is the scenario here. Like your DB database is not starting now here. Go back to your dev DB here, and now your all the data files or the table space, everything is are available except your SYSAUX data file here. And now what you can do, go back and then try to do some operations, and then all operations are going to happen fine without any issue, because your system data files will not be because of your system data file not available, that's not going to impact your database until unless there's a need of your system data files for some operations. For example, whenever you're running AWR report or whenever your EM agent is trying to communicate, only those sessions or those connections will get affected. Rest other like connections or users connections, everything will work properly fine here. So if I do create user Malik 11 identified by Malik 11, right? So okay, create filling is wrong here. Create user Malik 11 identified by Malik 11. So you are able to create all the normal operations are able to operate without any issue. Grant DBA to Malik 11. Sorry, grant DBA to Malik 11. Right, so grant is succeeded. Now connect Malik 11 slash Malik 11. So Malik is able to connect, show user. Right, and then create. Malik is going to create some tables. So create table test one, and then serial number, and then number 10. Number 10. So it's going to create one dummy table with just a serial number inside that. So test one, select star from test one. So there's no row inside that one. Now insert into test one values. I'll just going to insert one. Right, now you can do when you try to insert records into your test one, it says your SYSAUX data file is lost and then unable to do that one. So normal basic operation will happens, and when it goes to your some of the critical operations where your data has to be inserted into your SYSAUX table space for auditing purpose or for capturing your snapshot, that's where your command will get failed. Now you can try to create your test2 tables here. Create test2. and then your tablespace name here, and then you're able to create your test2 tablespace. So this create commands, DML commands will work fine. And then try to insert the records into this test2 now here. Test2 values 2, and then again it's going to fail that one. So whatever the operations the users or end users are trying to do it, which needs intervention of your SYSAUX tablespace or SYSAUX data files, those command will get fail because your SYSAUX data file is gone. But normal other operations, whatever which does not involve your SYSAUX data files, so all operations are continue to work here. Now this is a scenario like I need to restore my SYSAUX tablespace now, SYSAUX data file now. Then how you're going to do that one? And now this data file is not available, right? Correct. So in this certain situation, in this scenario, like even here, your database is down, database was down, and somebody deleted this one or corrupted, and even if this database went to mount mode, and then this database is in open mode, then how I am going to restore in these two scenarios? How I'm going to restore my SysAuX data files? In this particular DevDB, does this requires complete downtime to restore my SysAuX table space? Let's simulate here, like I'll try to find the content of, there's a few handy command here. I'm trying to get the content of my SysAuX table space here. Like these are my SysAuX content, SysAuX table space, whatever you're seeing here. These are like your SysAuX table space, whatever the content information, what you're seeing it over here. This is just an example I'm showing here. Now you try to drop your SysAuX table space. Let's see what happens. Right, so same command cannot drop your SysAuX tablespace because that is a mandatory tablespace for your database to operate. And then try to make your SysAuX tablespace read only. It says SysAuX tablespace cannot be made read only because that's a mandatory tablespace that should be always online. Otherwise, you cannot operate your database. Right, and then do describe, table space, or like with other table spaces or db underscore table spaces. Describe db underscore table spaces. Right, select table space name comma status from your db underscore table spaces. Right, so it says your system SysAuX everything is online, and then you're not able to drop your SysAuX table space, you're not able to make your SysAuX table space read only. Then what you're going to do it? You can try to do alter table space SysAuX offline. Let's try to make your SysAuX table space offline here. Let's see. Right, SysAuX table space cannot be brought offline. Shutdown if necessary. If needed, you can do a shutdown. It cannot be brought it offline. So none of the commands or none of the workarounds are working here. Then what you can do it? And there's a one more command called normal. Alter table space SysAuX offline normal. So try to do this one again. Your SysAuX table space cannot be brought offline. If needed, you make it uh, uh, make it shut down your database. I cannot do anything here because your data file is already gone here. Now what you can do, or the same command, you can do it in the other database. Whatever you tried here, try to drop your SysAuX table space here on your DB database, and then your database is cannot open. You cannot do that one, and then try to do alter database read only on this particular DB database. Again, your read only will fail because your database is not opened. And then now you can try to check the table space status here. That should be your database is not opened. You cannot query that one here, and then try to make it same normal shutdown. Your table space starts offline, and then it says your database is not open, and try to do same thing. Alter database is offline normal, and then none of the command, like you're not able to make your SysAuX table space offline because that's a mandatory table space or mandatory things you have to it should be like online. Right, now what you can do, try to make a data file associated to that one. Right. So you cannot do any operations at your SysAuX table space level. Now, at least try to do whether you are able to do a data file offline. So let's go ahead and then query the same command, describe dba underscore data data, sorry, db underscore data underscore files. And then It says select, sorry for that, describe db underscore data underscore files, and then now try to do select your file id comma file name, or you can go with the file id and then your tablespace name and then your file name from your db underscore data underscore files. So now you got your for example, let's see here, set pages 1000, lines 1000, and then run the same command. Now you got your data file id here. That's the third id, and then try to make that particular data file, this SYSAUX data files, offline, and see if that helps. Let's go here, like now I'll make it data file 3 offline, and then restore data file and recover data file. So now I'm going to do alter database data file 3 offline. I'm going to do it on my node 1. Right, it says alter database data file 3 offline. Let's go ahead and then uh, tail your session. I have one more sessions here. You can see data file database is altered here. Again, you can query the same thing, whatever you ran it here, file ID. Right, so now it's going to say here, and then try to check the status of that particular data file. Status is one more keyword you can include here. File ID, table space name, file name, comma status from your db underscore data underscore files. Right, you can see your all the files, whatever you're seeing your system SYSAUX undo all the files, it says available, and then uh, at the database level. But if you go at your physical level, it says your data file, whatever the third one, is offline. So if I check for this particular data file here one more time, I can verify ls-ld. Right, now this particular data file is offline. You made it your alter database data file 3 offline. You can verify using your alert log here. Locate alert underscore dev db dot log, and then you can do tail hyphen 100f and your alert log, and you can see whatever you are doing it here, it's going to continue to uh, your alert log is continue to throw that error message. This particular data files, whatever you're operating, so that data file is not exist, is unable to identify. This error messages are keep on coming. And then if you see here, like alter tablespace stocks offline normal, all these commands are like erroring out here. And then the moment this command, whatever you typed here, alter database data file 3 offline, so this particular data file 3 got offline now here, successfully command completed here. Now you can go back to your RMAN prompt, RMAN target slash, and then you can do same process whatever we did for our system data file restore, like restore data files and recover data files. I just made it here, restore data files, restore data file 3. I'll just go back here, restore my data file 3. Right, it says it found the valid backup here, user on backup and backup location, and then it is trying to restore it to the same original location. And then you can see your alert log here, full restore complete for this particular data file 3, and then this is your data files which is getting restored here. And then if I see this is other error messages, you can see your restore completed successfully here. You're able to restore your SYSAUX data file. So if I run the same command, exit from your RMAN prompt, and then run the same command here, ls-ld, your SYSAUX data files. Where is that one? Wait a second. So let's go back, verify here, ls-ld. Okay, it says unable to access, reading from please handle completed. Let's go back here. 03 ls-ltr and your SYSAUX data files. Okay, your SYSAUX data files got restored with a new name. You can see K09N1CV. This is the new name which is got restored here when you use your OMF. So it will take its own naming standard convention. Right. So your SYSAUX data files got restored here. And then now what you can do, you can go back and do again connect back to your RMAN and then do recover data files. There's a command here like recover data file 3, and then it'll start recovery, and then recovery done. You can see your recovery done here. And then now you can try to make your data file online. Whatever you made it offline here, where is that offline from? Alter database data file 3 offline. You can make it now online. Alter data file 3 and then make it online. Did make it online. Right, so run it here. Right, system is processed. Now you can exit and now you can connect back to your SQL prompt. Right, SQL prompt is connected. Now connect whatever that Malik 11 slash Malik 11, whatever that user you connected, and then run the same command, whatever that insert query which was not allowing earlier. I'll go up here. Where is that command? Where is that insert command? Okay, I think it will be all the way top. Right. So the insert create table was happening when we did the insert. It was throwing this particular error message. Now go ahead and run the same insert command. Right, one row got inserted, and then now you don't see any particular error messages in your alert log. So this is the simplest way how you can restore your SYSAUX tablespace, SYSAUX data files. In case of your SYSAUX data file got corrupted or somebody deleted at OS level, you can easily restore and then recover it when your database is online. You no need to bring down your entire database. So that will like everything can be done online without touching or without affecting running databases. Right, going back to your other sessions here, other sessions where my database was offline. So I'm not able to start my database. My database is now in mounted mode. It went to mount mode, and then I'm unable to open my database because it is looking for my SysAuX data file, and which is not available. And then now say we'll do the same thing. We'll list the data file and data file IDs and other things. We'll run the same command here on this particular data file here, but you will not be able to list out what the data file is associated for which particular which data file is associated with which table space, because this is the db underscore data underscore files. Your database is in mount mode. You cannot operate anything here. Only option is what I can see. You can go ahead and then take a duplicate session and then check your alert log. Right, so log in with the root or whatever ID you have it. And then now I'll try to tail my log file, locate alert underscore db.log. So this is my alert log, and then I'll tail this one, tail hyphen 100f. So, and then try to do again, like these are your data files, whatever you're seeing the log here. And then the moment you see here, like data file 3, already it will give you what is the data files, which is like associated with that particular SysAuX table space. And then do the same thing, try to make it offline. Right now your database is mounted mode, connect your RMAN target slash, and then do the same thing, whatever you did it here, like, alter database, data file 3, make it offline. And then it says system processed, and in the alert log also you'll see that alter offline command completed. And then do that restore, try to do a restore database here, and then it says no valid backup found. I cannot do that restore, and try to do a recover, and then again no valid backup found, and I cannot do a recover. And then now go back to your SQL command prompt here, alter database, open, and then you can monitor your alert log here. Your database got opened. However, your SysAuX table space is not available here. You can see your SysAuX data files is not available. Even though your database got opened and it is keep on reporting, your SysAuX data files is not available, and it cannot do some maintenance activities, whatever. These are your keep on getting these particular error messages here. But however, you are able to open your database by making your that particular data file offline. You can able to open your database here. Select name, comma, open underscore mode from VDollar database. And then you can see your DB, which is in read write mode, but your SysAuX table space is not available. And then now you can go ahead and try to add one new data file here. Right. You were able to open your database. Now try to add one data file to your SysAuX table space. Let's go back here. alter tablespace SYSAUX add data files. I'm just going to add one data file here. Cannot add a files to encrypted read-only tablespace when offline. Okay, let's verify your SYSAUX tablespace. Let's see the your describe db underscore table spaces. Select your tablespace name, comma, status from db underscore table spaces here. Right, your SysAuX tablespace, which is all online and cannot add a files to your encryption read, encryption ready tablespace when it is offline. Right now, what you can do, you are not able to add. Okay, try to give a complete path, file name, and other things. Let's see if that allows you to add a data files. Right, you cannot add your data files even here in this format, and then try to uh, drop your uh, that particular data files, whatever you uh, whatever like whatever we brought offline, that data file 3, try to drop that particular data files and then see um, what we can do. Alter, let's try to drop that particular data file and then see what happens with offline. Alter database data file offline drop is a command which where you're going to drop it, like alter database data file offline for drop, and then invalid data file. So we have to put that data file number here. What you can do here, like alter alter database and then the data file, and then your data file number you can mention 3, and then you can put offline drop, offline drop. Right, your database altered, and you can see in your alert log that particular whatever the data file 3 which was offline, which was like got dropped. Now you can try to add the same command, alter database data file 3 offline drop, and command completed successfully. Now you can go ahead and try to add the data files. I'm just going to run this command here once again. Right, cannot add read only encryption tablespace. One thing we can quickly check this particular table space, what are the status. I just go ahead and run select table space name encrypted from db underscore table spaces. Encryption is no. Same thing, I can verify it on the other database as well. I know like these table spaces are not encrypted, but I'm surprising here why it is showing this adding data files to a SysAuX table space. It says encryption ready table space when is offline. Let's do some research here. Give me a second. Right. So if you go in this particular direction by trying to adding a data file to your sister data files and try to increase, and it's all like not that easy, because ideally ideally to be speak it in a real time word, you cannot add a data file to your SysAuX data files. So SysAuX data files should be like automatically auto extended, and it should be managed automatically. And then once your data file is lost and dropped, and then if you don't have any valid backup, then there is no way you can get your SysAuX database back online. Even though your database is back online, you are not able, this is kind of a useless, you cannot do any operations. We tried all the possible ways, we made it offline, we made it dropped, and then we tried to add a new data files, we tried to increase the table space of SysAuX. Nothing is working out here. So that indicates if you don't have a valid backup, and then there's no way you cannot able to restore your database or SysAuX data file. And then however, you are able to start your database in read write mode by making the data file offline, but that is nothing use. So any operations you are trying to do it in this particular database will be ended up with this particular error message in your alert log. This particular database data file 3 cannot available, and it will not support for any of these operations. But however, like you DevDB, you were able to restore your system data files, and you were able to do any operations, and then that particular error message, whatever it had, nothing, you don't see that particular error message in your alert log anymore. And then you can validate using the same command whatever you ran it here. run the same command here and set pages 1000, lines 1000, and run the same command. Sorry, set lines 1000. Right, and then you can see your SYSAUX data files, and then now it is having this new OMF name. Earlier it was a different OMF name, and now it has, after restored, it got a new OMF name here. So that's because of your Oracle managed file system naming convention. It will take the new name. Right, so that's a simple nut and shell rule. In case of if you lost your SYSAUX data files, how you're going to do it. So you no need to bring down your database. You let your database be online. You just bring down your data file offline alone, and then you can restore it if you have a valid backup. And then irrespective of whether your database is up and running, whether your database is down and you lost your SysAuX data files, and however you were able to start your database, and then you're able to open your database by making that particular SysAuX data file offline, but there is no way you can add a new data file to your SysAuX data files, or there's no way you can restore your SysAuX data file whichever lost, in case of if you don't have a valid backup. So that's a simple concept what I wanted to convey in this particular sessions. Let's catch up in our next session for a few more restores and recovery scenarios. Thank you, guys.